Hello everyone, welcome to MCQs for judiciary exams. Question number 1. Can legal heirs of a negligent driver claim compensation under the Motor Vehicles Act? Option A, yes they can. Option B, no they cannot. Option C, only in cases of minor negligence. Option D, only if the driver was not at fault. The correct answer is option B. Recently, the Supreme Court in G. Nagaratna and others versus G. Manjunatha and another ruled that legal heirs of a negligent driver cannot claim compensation under the Motor Vehicles Act. Question number 2. Why is it important to follow the principles of natural justice in the suspension of temporary or contractual employees? Option A, to ensure fairness and transparency. Option B, to expedite the process. Option C, to avoid legal issues. And option D, to grant the employer more power. The correct answer is option A. Recently, the case of Surinder Kumar versus Central Sanskrit University, following the principles of natural justice, ensures fairness of giving the employee an opportunity to present their case, thus maintaining transparency and protecting the rights of the employee during suspension proceedings. Question number 3. What is the maximum duration for an attachment under a percept as per section 46 of CPC? Option A, indefinitely. Option B, 1 month. Option C, 2 months and extendable. And option D, until the decree is passed. The correct answer is option C. Section 46 of CPC states that the attachment under a percept lasts for a maximum of 2 months unless extended by the issuing court or the decree is transferred and an order for sale is applied for. Question number 4. What happens after a decree for judicial separation is passed? Option A, petitioner must cohabit. Option B, decree can be rescinded if just and reasonable. Option C, immediate divorce granted. And option D, petitioner's rights are terminated. The correct answer is option B. Section 10 of the Hindu Marriage Act 1955 deals with judicial separation. It allows either spouse to petition for judicial separation on the grounds of similar to those for divorce under Section 13 and for wives also on the grounds specific to them under Section 13 subsection 2. Essentially, it's a legal gap or temporary suspension of the marital relationship where the couple is not obligated to cohabit, but the marriage is not dissolved. Question number 5. Court may strike out any issue that appears to be wrongly framed. Option A, before commencement of trial only. Option B, before passing a decree. Option C, before commencement of defendant evidence only. And option D, none of the above. The correct answer is option B. According to Order 14, Rule 5 of CPC, a court can strike out issues that seem wrongly framed at any point before passing a decree. This allows flexibility in ensuring the issues are properly defined throughout the legal process. It's the time for practice question. The principle of Section 44 of the Indian Evidence Act 1872 cannot be extended to which of the following? Option A, misrepresentation or undue influence. Option B, fraud. Option C, collusion. And option D, all of the above. Pin down your answers in the comment section below.